Okay, we are live. Yay!
Hi,
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tangent Show number 36. Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh.
You know, we should be at like 52, but I think we skipped too many. Actually, no, we didn't start first thing last year. We started in about like February or March or something.
With that said, Happy New Year, everyone.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year. See, you waited until I was sipping my tea so I can go Happy New Year without spilling tea everywhere.
Yes, my plan worked perfectly.
Hey guys, how are you doing? It is so good to see you. We took a bit of a break over Christmas and New Year's, mostly because we had to take our green screen down to put the Christmas tree up. So the Christmas tree is gone, out the window. Bye-bye, Christmas tree. And the green screen's back, and I don't even know where we are, but it looks cool. So I feel like we're strolling. It looks a lot like San Diego, actually.
Like some weird art building or
right,
something.
Doesn't it feel like you're kind of strolling through North Park or something?
It
and
does.
like going to get your fancy latte. Hey, I like your pink cup, Isaac.
Oh, yes. Gotta show it off.
You're Mr. Pink today.
I guess so. It's got little sparkly hearts all over it. So
I know.
It's the new Starbucks cup.
It is.
The Starbucks
mug. Oh my gosh. So guys, if you haven't been to Starbucks, they launched a ton of new cups today. Check it out. Little mousy cup. Aww. I guess it's the Chinese year of the rat.
Okay.
The new year. But I think everyone's calling them mouse cups because mouse cups sounds kind of better than rat cups.
The rat cup.
I've had enough of
Take that, Disney. We have a rat.
Oh my God. We had a mouse, but so we had a mouse just before Christmas. And we kept seeing it and we were trying to get rid of it. And we tried to get him to go out the door, and you cornered him. And we were like, okay, we set up all these barricades. He's bound to go out the door if we just poke at him. And he ran straight at me. I was freaking out. I thought I was going to get mouse rabies.
I didn't want to kill him. That was my thing. He's a little creature.
I'm ready to whack him on the head.
I just want to throw him over the canyon, live your life outside, stay out of our house. But we bought some mouse traps, didn't work.
We put down like 12 traps and it didn't catch him.
Yeah. First we bought like a little box that they can go in, and then it like traps them inside like a little trap. That didn't work. So then we bought an actual like rat trap. Full on like.
We've got cats.
We've got
a dog. But anyway, he disappeared.
Now he's gone.
I guess
so we don't know what
scared
happened.
him. I guess he looked around and he went, "Oh, I don't like all these traps." And so happily, Jeff's solution is get more cats. Oh, talking of cats, I want to give a shout out to my dear friend Linda Roisum. She usually watches this show, so she's probably going to be joining us. Oh, I'm sorry about the green bit. This is the problem with a green screen. It tends to
Yeah, did you know KDP does transparent books now?
Transparent books.
Yeah, they'll make a cutout in the middle.
Wait, if I go, no, that's not going to.
It's not going to work. It's just you got to get rid of the green screen. Yeah.
Whoa, isn't that weird?
Yeah. It's awesome. So, technology.
Linda Roisum made this magical transparent book called Cats. And I just wanted to shout it out because I thought it was so cute. Look, see how cute? Oh, it's all like hand drawn as well, which is so awesome. Sorry about the green screen effect. As I say, all the green's going to like turn into neon. But I thought these were so awesome. And she used tangent templates. So it's planners, all the nice planner pages. You can see beautiful tangent template pages.
And by looking at this already looks better than the movie.
That's not difficult.
No.
Well, Jeff disagrees with you. He says anything with cats is awesome. Jeff, what are you thinking about the new movie?
Yeah, you want to go see the new movie?
He's trying to get me to go and see it. Isaac actually wants to go and see the Cats movie.
Yeah, when something's so bad, I flip it to good and kind of want to see it.
Not a sound from the. Sorry, I got singing.
Hour and a half of torture will provide humor for the rest of the year.
That's true. That's true. Beverly's got like a very creative description of how you should catch a mouse. Seal off an end of a wrapping paper tube, put it in their path, and they'll run in. Yeah, but then aren't they gonna I don't know. That one ran at me. I was screaming so loud. I thought the neighbor was gonna call the police. I was like, oh. I
don't know.
Anyway, let's move on. Oh my gosh, it's been a really, really busy couple of weeks. So what have we done? Oh, I'm going to share this. So Isaac, I was really impressed with your artwork on this. Let me jump over to the correct page. This, Isaac, explain the artwork here.
Yeah, we had a power meeting. You sent me the image and you're like, put my face on.
You're not supposed to give that bit away. Oh my God.
Yes, Catherine spent all year training for this photo shoot.
I
right
did,
here.
yeah.
Yep.
I didn't say, here, Isaac, here's a picture, stick my face on it.
Totally didn't happen.
You know what everyone said? They all said that your face should be on the yellow person.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been pretty funny.
You know, it would take me forever trying to match the skin color. That I couldn't be bothered.
So yeah, that was our fitness. So anyway, what is this about? The fitness research pack. I posted this in our group today, and guys, you know, I don't think I've sold anything much since Tangent Templates came out. We had the Halloween class. I think that's the only thing I've sold since then. I may be wrong. I may be forgetting something. But I thought I would try an experiment because you're busy coding, working on Tangent Templates. And I was like, oh, I've got an idea. I want to work on some fitness planners. So the problem with me is my brain is a little obsessive. So I went into research mode and I researched a lot of things to do with fitness. So what I started looking into was all the new classes. So really what I wanted to do was get a list of classes, gym classes, because I thought it'd be really cool if you can make like planners for specific types of gym class, like spinning or yoga or PYO, which is the new cool thing. It's like Pilates yoga.
Oh yeah, that sounds cool.
So there's PYO.
Yeah.
There's HIIT is the big thing. Which is the high intensity workout.
Okay.
There's a lot of like new classes that are coming out. So I started getting a list and putting together a list of all the classes at the gyms, and we found there were 600 classes between the major gyms like LA Fitness, Banatines.
Wow.
And
that's a lot of niches.
A lot of niches. There is some kind of overlap between them, but that actually helps you see what's popular at all the gyms. And the reason I thought that was really useful is because the major gyms do a ton of market research to see what people are into and what classes people want to attend. So they tend to be very popular classes. So from there, I started looking into things like hashtags, influencers, Reddits. I looked at how many subreddits there were about different types of fitness. We got a list of sports and activities. There's haggis hurling is on there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's one niche. There's one really weird sport that gets 50,000 searches. And it's really, really weird, but I'm going to leave it for the people who got that.
Don't want to give it all away.
We've got, oh my gosh, I've forgotten what I put in there. Retail trends. I found a bunch of like big stores. I think we got Dick's, we got Walmart and Big Five, and looked at all their trending categories. We put in, and you get 12 really cool little icons that you can use in your books. So those are free for you to use in your KDP books. And seed keywords. So what I did was I categorized different workouts or different types of exercise or things related to exercise. And I also put categories for like planners and journals and a category for audiences. And I made a list of 360 keywords split between those categories. And what you can do with those is actually paste them into things like Ubersuggest to generate a whole bunch more keywords, like thousands of keywords.
So what's a seed keyword? Because you had to explain this to me when we were putting this together.
So a seed keyword is basically, it's like a starting point. It's like an initial keyword that you can use. And you can either use it direct in KDP, or you can put it into a research tool, and I give a couple of research tools in here, including Ubersuggest, and you can paste the keyword in there, and it will give you a bunch of keyword ideas. So they're like keywords to get you started.
Like a category almost?
No, because they fit into categories, but they're like starter keywords.
Okay.
So if you take yoga, for example, then I don't know, you might have words like I don't know, like Ashtanga yoga. So then you can take Ashtanga and you can go and look up Ashtanga in Ubersuggest.
Would like Namaste be associated with that? So yoga would be the seed. It's funny because like a lot of people might think of yoga as being like a keyword.
No, so honestly, it's more like yoga's more a category.
Right.
And then something like Ashtanga would be like a seed keyword. And then what you do is you put that into like Ubersuggest, and that's going to give you more long tail keywords.
I get it.
So it's going to give you like Ashtanga tutorials or Ashtanga clothing, or sort of like it kind of breaks it down for you. And also it finds things that are associated with that. So I give you like 360 keywords that I picked, and then you can use those to go and generate lots more.
That's
so
pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what we've put in there. There's a lot of just and the best bit, I didn't mention the best bit. The best bit is that I brainstormed like a bunch of book ideas.
Oh, cool.
That are organized around fitness. So it's a bit more creative than like fitness planner or workout planner or meal log. I didn't put those in. Like those are kind of like the basic ones. Instead, I tried to find more sort of creative book ideas that you can use to sort of like, you can adapt those, you can use them as is, whatever you want. It does not include templates because that's all in tangent templates. And it does not include URLs of Amazon books. And there's a couple of reasons I do that. One is because you can actually go and browse KDP's books in the health category by just searching independently published in the health category. And I actually put a link on how to do that in both our Gumroad and the Facebook group. But also because what we've noticed from working with people just over the last couple of years on KDP is that we found that the people who come up with new ideas or something like an original spin on, hey, spin, an original spin on a type of book tend to be more successful than people who are just kind of looking at what's already on Amazon and sort of making books that are inspired by other books. Instead, we look to find inspiration kind of away from Amazon and look at what's actually popular. With
that said, it was really awesome last month to see everyone post their progress for the year.
Oh yeah,
like there was so many people posted like their sales numbers and just, you know, generally we don't really like people like competing with sales numbers and stuff, but it was super awesome and motivational to see everyone.
Well, I think what's cool is a lot of people put tips. So they posted their sales and then they shared like their philosophy, their tips, their ideas, sort of what they felt had helped them get those sales, which was really, really cool to see. And we really, really appreciate everyone who sort of
thank you very much,
what
everyone.
you're doing with your KDP books. It's pretty awesome to see that. I was going to say something else about the group, but I forgot what it was. But it's all good.
Really busy.
Oh my gosh, the group's been busy. Oh, I wanted to share, actually I just have to switch windows because I wanted to share this thread that is in our Facebook group. And I just think this is, where is it? Let me see. Oh my gosh, actually I didn't check what win. Let me see, where are we? Oh, there we are. I wanted to share this page here, which I thought was really cool. Sorry, I was just checking anything wacky in the sidebar. Yeah, no, I wanted to share this. So we talked about the I Am Rich iPhone app. So what did I do? Did I hide that? There we go. The I Am Rich iPhone app, which was basically $1,000 app that just displayed a glowing red gem. And also there was an artist in Miami who sold a duct tape banana for 120,000.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do.
So we talked about, let me close up that, but we talked about the, how can you make a book that sells for more than $5.99 to $9.99? So like a lot of people say, how much do you price a KDP notebook at? And people are saying, well, I usually price between like $5.99 and $9.99. So my question is, how can you, sorry, I was reading something. How can you actually sell a book for more than $10? So people came up with some like super creative ideas. Like, so they said, make it a one of a kind notebook is one idea. You can bundle it with things that are really valuable, like Swarovski diamonds. You can, two of the many reasons to love America. I love that. Effie loves America. That's a great name. Well, now this is interesting. Melissa said, by getting specific and targeting exactly what someone needs, I have a book that sells for $35 because it's targeted at something very specific that people need and can't find anywhere else. So having good information, if you can teach someone to do something, especially if that thing is worth more to them than $10 or $50 or $100, that can be super valuable. Andrea said, have a contest on social media where people can bid to customize the design and brand of their notebook.
That's
so
cool.
Creating custom books. And you know, like, oh my gosh, what's that website where you get the custom books made? Like those books are so expensive. You know what I'm talking about? You can get the ones made with like photo albums, and you send them the photos and they make a book.
A lot of them. Was it Shutterfly?
Shutterfly, that's the one.
There's a few other that have popped up since then.
Yeah, and so it's like you make things custom to people that, like, it's all about customer needs. Like, it's all about finding what is worth it to someone. Is there a way you can make them see it as something more than a notebook, like by adding some really vital information, or something that people find beautiful. I mean, people pay a lot of money for art, and it's like, here's the thing: you never go into like a museum and you go, well, it's just a piece of canvas, so I don't know, it's like how much is canvas? Like $50. It's like, it's not about the canvas, right. It's like
it's about the artwork,
the art and the content. So I'm looking through to see if there's any other good ones that people have posted. That's a good one, and include a bunch of resource links, puzzles, mystery puzzles. That's kind of fun. Oh, then we get into gambling, which is against KDP's policy.
Don't do it.
Probably not a good idea. Anyway, I thought that was a really interesting thread, and I was really enjoying reading all of people's ideas. You know, sometimes just brainstorming like that, like, it can start off kind of ridiculous, like, oh, just cover it in crystals and diamonds and things. But there's often like a little seed of something you can work with.
From our first course that we put together, or our second one, Create. We talked about up value and upvaluing a product and making it more appealing for your audience.
Yeah, and I think that was like, so the concept we had with upvaluing, I think that was back when we did the Create course. So the idea of that was like, how do you find something that doesn't cost you a lot as a seller, but that you can really put value into it? And we found that a lot of the time you could take things like candles or soap, like very cheap products, but you start like boxing them well, you start putting customized details into them. Like if you're the only person who comes up with like narwhal soap and you have a beautiful box for your narwhal soap, it could become like the big Christmas bestseller. I don't know, has anyone done narwhal soap?
Probably.
Okay, that's Christmas till 2020 sorted.
There you go.
Okay, I'm going to start making narwhal soap.
And the other thing is, if you attach your book to a known brand, you invest in a brand, anything that has that brand in it, the value can go up. The perceived value goes up because of the backing of that brand.
Oh, that's interesting. Wait, explain. Oh, so you mean like you're talking about things like people are going to like spend a lot more on a Chanel handbag than like an average.
Right. Only because it's got the branding to it. So if you have a good brand with an audience that eyes are on that brand, you can put out something as a simple notebook, but saying this is the official notebook of this company.
Right. And I've seen people do that with planners, with coloring books, things like that. Oh my gosh, do you know Joanna Basford has a book now on how to draw coloring books? And it's really good. It's awesome. Really cool.
That is.
So guys, you might and you might want to check that out. If you're into creating coloring books, Joanna Basford now has a book out that teaches you how to do it and how to like draw in her style, which is really cool.
That's really cool.
Effie Loves America says, I have a manatee tea diffuser. That's so cool. I like the manatee tea diffuser. That's pretty neat. Okay, so let's jump into, what have we got to talk about? We've got so many things. Let me open up. I got to go back now to that page. Okay, there we are. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So, oh yeah, this was pretty interesting to read. So guys, if you missed this, we've been talking about this a little bit in our group, the Pinterest top 100 trends for 2020. And this seriously is huge. It's a list of 100 things that are going to be popular in, let me just spell Joanna Basford out.
Sure.
I don't know how you spell Joanna. I don't know if it's got an H in it. I think it does. It's Joanna Basford. So this is a list of the things that Pinterest see getting interest and that they're predicting are going to become big trends through 2020. And what's really nice, they actually include the stats. So you can see how much things, so searches for gender neutral names on Pinterest went up 300%. So that's a huge, like that's a big jump right there. Yeah. Unisex nurseries for babies, gender neutral. There you go. Unisex nursery, gender neutral went up 500%. Androgynous wedding dresses. So what we actually did in the group was we kind of looked through this list and generated just a bunch of book ideas from this list. And honestly, you can go through pretty much every item on this list, and you could probably come up with about 4 or 5 book ideas, if not more. Like protest posters, right? Like people feel very strongly about politics at the moment, no matter which side of things you're on, or if you're someone in the middle just going, protest posters, like, look at this, people, climate change protest signs went up 6,000% almost.
Wow.
So that's like 60 times more people are interested in climate change than they were a year ago. So you can, okay. So this is pretty cool. You can use this in a lot of different ways, no matter which way you kind of take this. If you want to, like, you can make like political books for either side of things. So you could create images, you can put like motivational sayings, political sayings in your book. You can put pictures of posters in your book, in a journal. So you could have like an activist journal. Like, that's one way to take it. I'm trying not to get political. I see people coming up with
people giving in their own opinions, their own ideas. You know,
low waste living. See, that's a pretty cool one. I don't think anyone can argue with that, right? Low waste living, sort of just like getting rid of a lot of the like decluttering.
No.
And getting.
No.
Wait, you're mad about decluttering?
Hoarder. It's all about collecting stuff. Yes, acquiring it. The ones with the most toys when you die wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you all right today?
No.
You're a little edgy. I'm a little worried about you and your sleep deprivation. Yeah. Are you okay? Do you want to take a moment?
I'm okay. Yeah.
I think you had too much coffee.
Maybe. A latte. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So low waste living. What about doing like low waste planners for like, and this ties in really well with like KonMari, decluttering, like all of those kind of things. Thrifting. Look how many thrifting things. Now this is like jumping right into my area now, into treasure hunting. Thrifted home decor, thrifted wedding dresses, thrifted store crafts. You know, there are so many books you can make about thrifting. You can make logs to log all the thrifted finds you've got, where you found them, how much you paid for them. And a lot of people like the analog. They like something they can scribble on when they're out and about. So,
you know, that's funny. It just kind of shows like Midnight is super trendy. Like she's with Midnight, the zeitgeist. Yeah, she loves going thrift shopping and finding like rare clothes.
Oh yeah,
and she looks great in anything she puts on. So yeah, that's her thing.
She's all about the vintage, and well, she wears like ball dresses to school just because she can.
Yeah.
So you go to Goodwill, you find a ball gown for like $5. I wear it to school with trainers, with sneakers. So children. I don't know the name of Joanna's book. It's something like How to Draw or like Learn to Draw. I just saw it in the Amazon store and I was like, oh my gosh.
You know, if you go to Amazon, you can see her entire catalog. Yeah. You'll find it.
And look at this. I thought this was cool. Self-discovery journal prompts are up.
Ooh,
so up 147%. So prompt books are going up. Awesome. Art therapy, cucumber juice. Like, remember how big avocados got? Everyone was all about avocados.
Avocado toast, right?
Avocado toast, smoothies. That fits right in with the workout things. Let's see. Home coffee stations up 700%. Latte art. What about a book of latte art designs? Homemade baby food. That's a good one too. You can make it. So like take our recipe page from Tangent Templates, right? And instead of making recipes for adults, make it a recipe book for babies. Put cute babies on the front cover, put like little cartoon babies, you have a thought? Yeah,
I'm like, wow, this is like, I know Pinterest is a place for people with a lot of time on their hands.
Oh, seriously, you can go through this and just find like 100, like you could probably generate a lot more than 100 ideas by reading through this. And goat playgrounds. Has anyone done a goat book? Yeah, like goat journals, goat keeping is huge. I sent you a picture this morning of baby goats because they're cute.
I don't think I saw that.
You know, you didn't read.
We send so many messages. I think that one just.
Oh,
I skipped that one.
But yeah, baby goats.
Oh,
so
that's
people are
cool.
really into like pet goats at the moment. So chickens as well. Hens and goats are like the big pet. I don't know. A lot of my friends seem to be getting hens or goats.
Yeah.
Like hens would, oh my gosh, chicken keeping would be a great thing for a book. Because you can like keep track of how many eggs there are and like, how the chickens are doing, and just keep like a yearbook for chickens. Anyway, there's like a million more ideas here. There's responsible travel, rewilding. This is a good one. So we did a survival page for November, and I feel like this kind of clicks really well into the survival thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you see anything in space everything, and 90s reruns? That's pretty funny. So I love this, that 90s reruns are coming back into fashion.
Oh, yeah.
So it started with scrunchies. Look at this. You see this? Hair scrunchies up 6,000%.
It's the Visco girls.
Which is crazy. I got my scrunchie in.
Yeah.
Scrunchies up 6,000%. Like if you're not making scrunchie books and Visco books, I don't know if Visco might be a trademark actually.
Yeah.
So I would avoid something like that. And in the last show, we talked about e-girls and e-boys that are kind of like Visco girls, but they have a slightly different vibe.
Yeah. Someone mentioned that goat. It's also urban vernacular, greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
Yes, I learned that from Eminem when he said it's time to separate the goats from the sheep.
I thought Jesus said that.
Right, but Eminem did it in a rap, and it made more sense when Jesus said it. It was cool when he said it back in the day. I'm not saying that, but just, Eminem said it, and it was like, yeah, the greatest of all time, like the greatest rapper of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, just pointing that out because someone said it.
Okay, all right. Wow, it's going well today, guys. Yeah. Okay, let's moving swiftly on. Okay, what else have I got to talk about here? Let me have a quick look. Oh, yeah, I thought this was really fun. So let's jump to something else and talk about, this is kind of like niche hunting. So Stationery Trends is a really interesting website. So
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So Stationery Trends has a really cool feature called Trend of the Month. And I thought this was really awesome because they give you, and you can go back through their archives. So the site's a little bit wonky. It's not bringing up all the pictures, but they have lists of, or kind of like a showcase of different trends. So in December, they had rainbows. Oh, did that open a second window? Oh, I can't even see what I'm doing with this. Oh yeah, let me go back to that. October, actually, let's look at personality and print. That sounds cool. So personality and print, they have, I'm reading what personality means, but they're talking about like cards and birthday cards and things like this, in different ways you can express your personality. But what I loved about this is just that you can see all these different art styles. So each month they give you like a bunch of different art styles. This is cute, like the pin-up, like the 1920s. I think that 1920s flapper thing's going to be huge this year, because it's like everyone's just doing the 20s all over again. And I'm seeing that everywhere at the moment. So yeah, I thought this was pretty neat that you can like browse through stationery trends and just kind of get ideas of art styles that might work for like the covers of your books, how you want to do your interiors and so on. So yeah, what do you think of stationery trends?
That's pretty cool.
Are there any like art styles you think are kind of big for 2020 that people are going to be into, or?
Well, other than the 1920s, just glancing through this, it honestly, from my perspective, it seems I still see elements of like minimalism and simple artwork, flat design. Like it seems like it's kind of here to stay, and people are just doing variations of it.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you mean by like flat design and minimalism?
If you go back to the other,
I'm not sharing at the moment.
Okay.
So I can share. Hold on, let me bring it back. Okay.
Yes, someone mentioned Art Deco. Yes. That, for example,
this one then.
That would be like a flat design, for example.
Oh, that's interesting.
And
I see what you mean.
And something like that, you would create in Illustrator, as opposed to Photoshop. And yeah, so it's kind of cartoony, but it's got a very specific, like minimalistic style to it. Maybe this a little bit, only because of the simplicity of it. This feels a little bit like a variation of that, with also some like a classic kind of, something you would
I
see
really
from,
like that one. That was
yeah.
the one that stood out to me, the one with the foxes,
Right.
which I think is really, really
right.
interesting.
So what you see there is like texture,
Mhm.
kind of make it like a little gritty. You get rid of the texture and it looks something more modern. Like if you make it all flat.
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of like it's funny because I look at a lot of like things people were designing with Canva with that like turquoise and the coral,
Right.
and like I feel that look is like bye-bye. That was like the 2010s. Now it's like, okay, what's gonna win this decade?
Yeah, also, I mean, based on this, I see a lot of like red and white or red and black. So
that's interesting.
That seems to be
like really bold colors, maybe.
Yes, a lot more contrast with the colors.
Now, you know what's funny about that though, because we were looking at like the e-girls, e-boys, and everything was very pastel. And I'm kind of looking at like all the Starbucks mugs they put out today, and it was all pink, like super pink, like pale pink. And I kind of wonder if we're going to go back to like bold.
Right.
And I have a theory, actually. I think with like the Pantone being like the classic blue in the Pantone, I wonder if we're going to go back to those sort of like matte colors that are like slightly darker.
It'll probably make
classic.
its way in for a short period of time before we move on. I mean, I can see that.
See, last year got really sparkly. Everything was like rose gold and sparkles.
Yes. So what's interesting here, they're saying like kind of like sepia, gold and light brown. I tend to see that in a few of these. So this is interesting in that like the girl's black and white, but the background's got kind of this like sepia color. So that kind of, I remember it from like some of the pop art work, but I don't know, that kind of style. That's kind of interesting to see that.
Right. Sepia's kind of been like missing for a while. Like I know when Instagram first came out, like I sound old now, but you remember when
back in my day?
No, but you remember like when Instagram came out and suddenly everyone just filtered everything. And like everyone was doing a lot of sepia and black and white. And I feel like
they were trying to mimic a Polaroid camera. The Polaroid camera is back from like the 70s and the 80s. And so,
but it's kind of like the novelty always wears off. I feel like with like pictures, with anything visual, it tends to be very sort of trendy, and like the novelty wears off, and then people are like, okay, what's the next thing? How do we make things look now?
That's so true. When I started Instagram, I was playing with all the filters, and then over time, I just got lazy and just posted it as is. And I wouldn't even bother with the filters anymore.
Okay, so I found this website this morning, which is really cool. We were talking about our Starbucks cups, the Chinese New Year. There's this website that's actually called ChineseNewYear.net, and it's pretty much everything you need to know about the Chinese New Year.
Oh, that's really cool.
So I asked this morning in the group, like who's making Chinese New Year books? A few people said they weren't. One guy said, yeah, I've got sales. And I thought that was really interesting to make a book that you could like give as a gift for Chinese New Year.
That's pretty cool.
That you can put sort of like mouse rat pictures on. Year of the rat. Like you can make mice and rats cute. Like you can, if they're not attacking your feet and dodging the mouse traps. But this is nice because it just gives you a ton of ideas. I was really interested in like the taboos.
What are the taboos?
It's really interesting. So I didn't really know that much about Chinese New Year, but it kind of is a bit like Groundhog Day in that what you do on Chinese New Year kind of follows through to the rest of the year. So it's all about like being really nice to each other and being like not breaking things and not trashing things and not sort of using harsh words. Or
these are actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wait, scroll it. Do not visit the what?
Oh, this, yeah. So I guess.
Do not visit the wife's family.
That's the thing. No, but if you read the reasoning for it, it kind of makes sense. The wife usually moves in with the husband's family. So if the wife,
no, it's a cultural thing.
If you go to see the wife's family, it means that the marriage is a bit shaky. So it's like,
that's interesting. Okay.
So it's just all about sort of being as prosperous as you can. Try not to be sick. Wow. Get out of bed. It's a good one. Okay. Anyway, there's so much to read.
Wow, that's really cool.
But this whole site is really, really good. It like gives you so much information. And I'm sure there's so much you could incorporate. Like you could put a list of like dessert. You could put some dessert recipes into your book. You could put like, did you know? You can put like cool facts about Chinese New Year. You can like do your research and you will generate so many ideas for books.
I really love the tradition of how they give out these like little red packets. I know many years ago, my friend Nam, he gave me a red packet for Chinese New Year's once, and I thought it was like the coolest thing. Aww. It's like a really cool, pretty packet, and so yeah.
And I think that idea also of like, I wonder if I haven't done a lot of research into this yet, but I get the feeling you could probably do like planners geared around this, about prosperity, but geared towards people from Chinese cultures.
Yeah,
from,
I can see that.
like, I think that would be really interesting. Like, bear in mind, there were a lot of people in the US with Chinese heritage as well. So like, you will probably get a lot of sales in the US. I know a lot of people have done a lot of FBA products for Chinese New Year and done really well with them. So I haven't done a Chinese New Year book yet.
Okay.
But I think
a niche
it's,
you haven't
I haven't done it personally, but
Right.
I've seen people do really well with products on Amazon in general for Chinese New Year. So I think there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
So yay, that's okay. What other stories have I got? Let me see. We've got let me click through these. Oh, was there anything cool at CES today? Because I know CES is going on.
Yeah, I was gonna do a quick nerd corner.
Oh, let's have a nerd corner.
Okay.
I think. Did you have a link? I can type it in while you chat.
I got a few of them.
Oh wow. Okay.
Dogs. So CES is going on right now. If those of you don't know, it's the Consumer Electronics Show, and basically it's just a place where companies can show off prototypes, concepts, or even upcoming products that are hopefully will come out into the market. So it's coming on from January 7th to January 10th. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Samsung because I thought they were kind of cool this year. One of the things they came out with was called Bali, which is a little robot. And it's got like a built-in camera and an AI system. It will follow you around.
Is that it? That's not
No. That's the next thing I was going to talk about. No, look up Bali.
Oh, Bali. Oh,
yeah.
sorry. I was reading the wrong
Sure.
one. Okay. Yeah. I jumped ahead of you.
Samsung.
Let me stop sharing and I'll do it.
Sure.
You're...
It's a smart AI robotic sphere. It's a little ball. It can recognize people, voice commands, and it has a lot of clever features. It can be a fitness assistant, a security system. It'll like patrol an area and let you know if there's an intruder coming by. And also it's kind of a general purpose assistant.
Oh, so, okay. Hold on. I think I've got it for you.
Yeah, that's it.
There it is. Let me share it. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Samsung's friendly.
I thought it was kind of cool. Right. And this very much seems like it was inspired by like the droids you would see in Star Wars.
Oh, how fun.
So kind of like a BB-8.
How does it move? Does it like roll around? That would be crazy.
No. Yeah. It rolls around. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a rotating sphere.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's got a camera. It can take photos of you, and it recognizes people, recognizes your voice. You can say, "Come here." It'll come to you, and then take a picture of something, or you know.
Jeff says adult toys are back at CES.
I saw that. I purposely left that out.
You know, in December we talked a lot about Pornhub, so we were like, okay, let's keep it clean.
Yeah. So anyways, I thought it was kind of cool. Also, it'll connect to your smart devices. So it can, for example, show me a YouTube video of this happening. Immediately, it can probably show it on your television because it communicates with all your devices.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's a little handy thing. So my thing is this can possibly be like the next Alexa.
Whoa.
Where like,
that'll be interesting.
Amazon came out with this Alexa device. Next thing you know, everyone has one. Everyone's talking to Alexa.
I really don't think you can underrate or describe just how much Alexa has changed how people are interacting with technology. I think Alexa's changed a lot of how people sort of live. Maybe we listen to more music. I think for marketers, it's become a big thing. I was reading, I forgot where I read it, but I was reading about marketing, and they said that voice search is quickly becoming like one of the biggest things you need to cater to as a marketer. Like instead of people going and typing things in Google, like saying Google, I don't know, fish feeding, they can just go, Alexa, tell me how you feed a fish, what you should feed a fish. So like really, like the really big marketers, they're all about like how do people speak as opposed to how do people type things into Google. What kind of keywords do people say and how do people interact that way? So I think these kind of like devices, it's really easy to go, oh, it's another gimmick, it's another gadget. But I think Alexa and Siri and the Home, the Google Home, and all of these sort of smart home devices are slowly kind of playing more and more of a role in our lives.
And I feel all the companies, both Amazon, Apple, Google and Samsung, they're all headed in the same direction. The question is who's going to execute it the best.
Well, and it's interesting because Amazon tried a lot of things that didn't necessarily
most of the product line seems to fail.
Like the Dash.
There was the Dash, there was the Fire Phone.
I got like the Dash flop. 1 hanging up there, and I like we bought it, and I'm
the car thing was a disaster.
Wait, Amazon had a car.
The Alexa car.
Oh my gosh, that's not.
It was cool for a week,
it works,
and then it just kind of
It's not the best executed device.
Yeah, so I don't know. Samsung I thought was kind of a fun case study because it really reflects the entire industry as a whole and where consumer products are going. The next thing they had was called GEMS, which ties in with fitness, and it's an exoskeleton that you wear. And it can provide both assistance. Originally, it was designed to help people like older people who have a hard time walking. So it's this exoskeleton to kind of help you be like extra muscles. It also can provide resistance. So what they've done now, they've reformatted this technology where it's now a personal, like a fitness gym. And then you wear these glasses, which are AR.
Oh, that's really fun.
You have, ideally, you'll have a virtual fitness instructor. To help you get fit. And then you wear this exoskeleton to provide resistance, and that's how you get your workout. What I love about this, aside from like the cool technology behind this, is that I love this concept of a portable gym. Cause like, I remember like many, many years ago before I met you, I bought a Total Gym once, and like they marketed it as like, it's the most like portable gym. It fits underneath your bed. And this thing was like 15 feet long. No way it's going to fit under anyone's bed. It was just, it took up our entire living room.
So I put a little bit about this in the fitness pack, now available on Gumroad. Hey, I put a little bit about I didn't put this in because I think this has only just been.
They just announced this.
This has just been
like
announced.
Yesterday.
But actually, why do they have to announce something a day after I like create a cool pack? But actually, this ties in absolutely with a lot of other things I talked about in there, like things like the Peloton. So the Peloton bike is like, that was the big seller of Christmas. I don't know if any of you got one or if your friends did, but they're like a really cool stationary bike, like an exercise bike. But the thing is, they have a tablet built into them, and they have live classes streamed to the bike. So when you're cycling, you can like be part of a class. It's like being in a spinning class without. Now it's pretty expensive because the bike's like 2,000 something, and then you have to pay about $50-$60 a month.
It's pretty much a gym member,
right? To get the classes, and it's kind of not worth much without the classes.
Right.
But I think it's a really interesting idea. There is a lot of other machines. There's a couple of others that are coming out that are doing very similar things. So there's kind of a competition at the moment to see which of these like streaming devices is going to win there.
The other thing, I think it's going to be a big thing for the future of fitness is gamification.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I got a new game on my VR headset, the Oculus Quest, called Thrill of the Fight.
Is that your boxing game?
That's my boxing game, and I have seriously I had to stop playing it for a couple days because I was so sore. It's the most realistic boxing.
You know what
game.
I see? I see you with the mask on, and you're in the bedroom, just go, and then like you just like punch like.
Yeah, it's true. I actually
punched my nightstand and the dresser,
makeup.
and all my stuff flew off, and I'm like.
I was doing it in our bedroom because I don't know. Yeah, it's
no boxing in the bedroom.
Oh
Isaac.
My gosh, it is a workout. I mean, you're just punching and punching, hoping your opponent's going to go down, and it really gamified.
You know, the other thing that I think is really interesting about these like streaming devices with the classes in, I feel they're turning their instructors into influencers. Because they're like, follow your favorite instructor, interact with your favorite instructor. And it's like they've really nailed that sort of social media influencer guru kind of thing with it.
So Samsung, they're on the ball because they announced something else that is a little weird and not a whole lot. And it's called Project Neon. And what they're doing is they're creating AI virtual beings. I guess they're procedurally generated. They have a personality, their own speech pattern, and they speak, but you can kind of guide them to do human tasks, such as customer service, such as fitness.
It's all getting a bit scary though.
Right. Basically, they're going to replace, ideally, they're going to replace a lot of service jobs. And so they're on the ball. They see that this is where it's going. It's almost like a virtual replicant.
Whoa.
From like Blade
I know,
Runner.
I was gonna say this is all starting to get into like Terminator territory.
Now it's all conceptually and all through like just software. So they don't have a physical manifestation of it yet. But it starts with AI. So.
I had one more cool thing to share. I know we're getting a bit. Oh, hey Stevie! I hope you are doing super well. That's our friend Stevie. Let me see. Okay, I had one. Oh, hold on, I got too many windows open. Let me find the one I wanted to share because it's really funny. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is just a really funny story. So I guess in Thailand they have a plastic bag ban. So what happened was people got really creative and they started using just random stuff to carry their groceries around in. Like they're taking like suitcases, these closet hangers. Now I have a theory about these. Okay, you know, what's it called? The Baden-Meinhof effect. Okay, we were at Luna Grill the other day and they had like a chandelier thing. And it had hangers and it had like knives and forks hanging as decoration. Right. I keep seeing these things, like the hanging things with the clips on. Okay. I think these are going to become a thing this year. And I don't know what people are going to hang from them, like toys, groceries, clothes, whatever. But I'm seeing them everywhere. And I think those are going to become a big trend this year. So that's a Catherine prediction.
That's interesting.
Either from an art perspective, functional. So this guy's got coat hangers. Buckets.
Well, I can see it.
Buckets make sense. I don't know what that is.
He's just
he's got what he's got.
His bucket.
More buckets. Baskets.
I can see baskets.
Baskets. More baskets.
That's great. Traffic cone. I think that one wins.
Okay, see, now back in the day in my drunken nights out in Guernsey, it was not unheard of for people to come home with a traffic cone. But that kind of traffic cone, what?
We've had some fun with traffic cones in high school. But that's pretty fun.
We've all done it. We've all been there. You know, my friend had a traffic cone in their bedroom for the longest time. This is when we were like 18. I'd just go around to her house. She had like a traffic cone in the corner.
Where'd that come from? Don't ask.
that was it. I hope she put it back one day. I don't know. Wow. This guy has like a rice cooker.
He's gonna put rice in the rice cooker.
Now these are cool. Okay, I thought this was really interesting. Look, he's got ice on a string. Now I actually looked at that and I was like, that's kind of genius. Like, okay, so ice cubes. Remember last year or like a couple of years ago, it started with like the whiskey stones, right? And then you had those, the ones I love are those like big spherical ice cubes. Yeah. Like I love when you get like a big glass of whiskey and I just love a big glass of whiskey, but you get a big glass of whiskey and then you put one of those like huge ice cubes in and then you put like your whiskey in it. And I love that. It just, the ice melts really slow. But I feel like people have been getting really into creative ice cubes and coming up with creative ways to do ice.
It looks like they're in like little plastic wrappers. Am I right or wrong?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, they look like, because I was gonna say if it's just an ice cube, like it's gonna be melting on the way home.
I did have that.
Dripping water.
But how cool would that be though, to like do ice on a string? No. Like I never thought of that. I feel like that's a Pinterest idea right there. Yeah. Like ice on a string. Okay, that's my new thing. I'm gonna patent this idea.
I like how he tied a string around the beer bottles.
I'd be stealing it from this guy, but
he tied a string around the beer bottles.
Yeah. Well, that looks a bit dangerous. I'd be worried about dropping my beer. Anyway, I just thought that was hilarious that people are just using whatever they can think of to put things in, and now it's kind of become a thing. Like they're all on social media. Like, what can we put?
Oh wait, that guy wins.
Well, that's a really large basket. Anyway, I thought that was fun. How that's you cool. Can was there anything else? Oh yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's banning deep fakes from Facebook.
I just read that. I haven't.
So I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I thought that was really interesting. So deep fakes are like these videos and pictures. Well, they're videos primarily where it looks like someone's talking and saying something. Like I know they did one with Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister. And it sounds and looks exactly like a video of him, but then he says, "I am just a fake. This isn't actually me," which is a little bit disturbing in the era of fake news. Like we're kind of beyond fake news now. Oh my
gosh, yeah, this is like it's trippy what's happening.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read up on that. That's really
But
interesting.
yeah, so that's a news story that's happening. Well, the other thing that is interesting is Google Assistant have a new screen reader that's going to translate and read out to you. I think it's in 40 languages, something like that. So Google is now going to be able to read to you in something like 40 languages. You give it an article and it will translate and read it to you.
Whoa, it's gonna be like Babelfish, is it?
Pretty much. You know, I saw a really cool advert for this gadget. I forgot what it's called, but there's like a gadget and you can speak into it. So you go, hello, I would like to know where the bus stop is. And then you point it at someone and then it translates it into Chinese or Japanese or like French or whatever language you want. And then it had a cool video with all the people going, when they like heard it in their language, and then they answer and then it translates back. Which I thought was like, that's Babelfish right there. The Babelfish.
Wow,
thing.
that's crazy.
So I'm really interested in these sort of like, don't you feel like Facebook now? Like it kind of doesn't matter if people are talking different languages because it either auto translates or you hit the
that's
button.
A trip. Like especially like with our create KDP group. People have spoken in other languages and it's like a trip communicating with them.
It's really cool. I love it. I kind of love doing business now in like 2020 when we're talking to just different people all over the world. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've learned so much more from doing this than I ever learned in like geography at school.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I really enjoy what we do. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything. I hope you really enjoyed the show. Please keep letting us know what you guys think. If you're not in our KDP group, do come and join us. Also, buy Tangent templates. And if you haven't checked it out, check out my fitness pack if that's something you might be interested in doing this year, making fitness planners, books. It's an evergreen niche. I know someone said, is it a bit late? No, because people are just getting into, like, a lot of people are just really getting going with it now, or maybe they've given the gym a try and now they want to get more serious about it. And fitness is pretty much evergreen. Like, people are always like, it's one of the top like big niches because it's right there on like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like exercise, working out is like a pretty big sort of need for a lot of people. So check that out if that's something that you're interested in. Thank you so much everyone for taking the time to watch us. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, 4 p.m. California time. Have an amazing week, guys. We love you. Bye.